Okay, what's going on, everybody? So glad you're here today, taking a look at this video. If you probably here, most likely you're trying to either get into commercial real estate or you're just kind of thinking about it. Myself, I did it for about almost 2 years, so not a long time. I've been doing residential real estate since like 2005. Started doing that in St. Louis, Missouri. I also do it here in Texas. So, look, I want to talk about some pros and cons of being a commercial real estate broker. There are different names, that you can go into. Tenant rep on the commercial side. I was a tenant rep. I worked for a broker. One of the pros is the money. It can be very lucrative. You may take a lot more deals on the residential side as opposed to the commercial side. But one of the cons on the commercial side is that it takes you longer to get paid. For example, a residential house may have taken you about maybe 2 months, and that's given time to show a house, get and closing. Use about 30 days. From the contract, 30 to 45 days. So you might be looking at a time period of 6 months to a year to get paid because you go through the process of, either you represent a commercial client to find a lease space or to find a building to purchase. So it's a longer process. And typically, it's all about square footage, price per square foot. One of the other pros of being a commercial broker is the networking. I mean, you can imagine you get a chance to meet so many different people, whether it's large contractors, small contractors, construction companies, other commercial agents. When I was working for a broker, Conreal here in Arlington, Texas, great company, I was able to interview. I was doing a little research on Dallas Fort Worth commercial market, some other things, more like a feasibility study, and got a chance to interview people from CBRE, Cushman and Wakefield, those commercial companies, big companies, and just to hear some of these, higher executives, so to speak. It was kind of intimidating at first because I was new into it, but after you find out, obviously, they're people just like you. But anytime it's something new, it can be intimidating. So anyway, most people like to brag on themselves anyway. So interviews went pretty well. So anyway, yeah, networking, passive income with, if for example you yourself invest in maybe retail space, or you partner with someone else. It's a lot of passive income, that you can have into that. Property management, you can get into property management. I kind of like that a little bit. Kind of talking to different people, managing their property. It's a lot of work, obviously, but it's a lot of things that you can do on the commercial side. It's not as scary as you might think. It's just as scary as it was when I got into residential real estate, to tell you the truth. I don't want to say it's a con, but it's cutthroat. You'll find it a lot of times, just like residential though, but in the commercial side, you have a lot of people that already, especially the bigger companies, already have relationships with, larger companies, Fortune 500 companies. So they already have those connections. So when you try to stick yourself in there, it's pretty hard. One thing my broker told me before is, it's about relationships. People like you, they'll do business with you, and I tend to believe that. I don't do, I'm not active into commercial real estate now, in terms of what I was doing. However, for my personal self, I am, looking for some investments in whether it's retail spaces, multifamily, buildings. So I am myself, but currently, I'll be doing also residential on the side and more of an investor type of role. But yeah, being a commercial broker, commercial real estate agent, like I said, different names people call them, commercial real estate advisor, you name it. It can be intimidating, but I say anybody, especially, I would do residential first, get the experience there, and kind of work your way. Find somebody. You always hear it. Mentor. Find a mentor. I got lucky because who I work with, I kind of met him. It was just on a whim, and I started talking to him, and there was an opportunity that came along. So I learned a lot in the year and a half, almost 2 years that I was there, that I definitely wouldn't have known. It would have took me 5 or 6 years, if it was by myself. But yeah, and then I got a chance to meet other people, kind of network with other people. So I still have that type of relationship with some of the people there. And yeah, don't be scared. Like I said, if there's anything, you could email me. I'll be more than happy to share anything I know about. I'm always looking for stuff. I'm looking on whether it's Bigger Pockets or any other video or something like that. I just think that all of us can learn from each other. And again, I was just thinking about this commercial real estate stuff, and I know a lot of people sometimes they have questions about it if they haven't started it. But there are pros and cons to everything. But I say for me, while I'm not doing it right now, what I was doing specifically, tenant representation, it was a lot of time, and honestly, like I said, it takes long to get paid. The situation that I was in, I could have waited, but I didn't want to. I had a certain time frame. Hey, if I don't sell XYZ by now or close this many transactions by now, I'm going to go back, into corporate America, and kind of do my investing on the side while I do that parallel. So yeah, I still like it. I like everything about real estate, period. Just like anything else, you have to like it. But if you have any questions, maybe I can answer. I'll be more than happy to. Like I said, I'm not a pro yet, but feel free to reach out. My information will be in the video here. You can email me, and I'll be more than happy to give you any insights that I have. So we're going to build this together, and what they say, to the moon or whatever. All right, y'all. Peace.